Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, our dear students. In the last lecture, our lesson for today, is Summary and Analysis, Chapter 16. Before that, we will do review for the last chapter. 15. In the last chapter, we have seen how Heathcliff ordered Nelly to deliver a message to Catherine. Also, we saw how Catherine became close from her last days. This is the days of her death or last days of her life. Then we have to remember that Heathcliff visited Catherine in her deathbed, and there happened a conversation between the two. Heathcliff and Catherine. When Catherine talked to Heathcliff, you and Edgar broken my heart. This was very important quotation in the last lecture, and Heathcliff also replied on what she said. You have broken my heart. You have broken me and your heart. So both of them were blaming each other. So, also in chapter 15, we discovered the depth of their love between Catherine, and Heathcliff. So, now we will study the summary and analysis for chapter 16. Summary. Before that, I want you to write important question. The question is talk about the death of Catherine Earnshaw. Talk about the death of Catherine Earnshaw. We will find the answer here. At midnight, that night, Catherine's daughter Kathy is born 2 months prematurely. يعني انولدت قبل شهرين من الموعد المحدد. Prematurely يعني قبل المدة المحددة. Born يعني يولد. 2 hours later, Catherine dies. After that, Catherine died. In the morning, Nearly seeks Heathcliff to tell him the news, but he is already aware of the situation. يعني هو كان عنده علم مسبق لأنه قبل بيوم هو كان زارها في فراش الموت وعرف أنه حالتها يعني تقريبا منتهية، لذلك هو كان عنده علم مسبق بالأخبار. But he is already aware of the situation. He is agreed that Catherine did not mention his name in her dying moments and is despondent over losing her. Despondent is like depressed، يعني كان قانط أو متكئب. He is simultaneously together يعني معا curses her spirit while lamenting his loss. Edgar watches over يعني يسهر على Catherine's body by day يعني طول اليوم. All the day. All the day. Heathcliff watches over. كذلك Heathcliff watches over يعني يسهر على it. He meant Catherine by or the body of Catherine by night. يعني إدغار كان يسهر بالنهار أو يراقب بالنهار، وهيثكليف كان يأخذ دور في الليل. Heathcliff replaces a lock of Edgar's hair from the trinket حلية. هنا إدغار كان رابط فتح حلية على رقبة كاثرين around Catherine's neck حول رقبتها with some of his own. his own يعني هنا يقصد على الشعر مالته من شعر إدغار. Nearly finds the strands ضفيرة يعني من الشعر strands ضفيرة من الشعر of Edgar's hair and ends up intertwining both his and Heathcliff's with hers. فهنا سوت هنا نيرلي جابت انه يعني من كل الشخصين. هيثكليف ايضا سوى نفس الشيء. هنا استبدل الشعر مال ادجر وخلى من عنده. فهنا نيرلي قامت بدور انه ربط الاثنين تظفر الجدائل انترتوينينج يعني ربط الاثنين او الجدائل الاثنين او خلينا نقول بالعامي القصايب اثنينات ربطتهن معا. To everyone's surprise, Catherine is buried تسمين دفنت in the churchyard by a low wall just feet from the moors. feet from the moors يعني مباشر بالمكان أو بالمكان اللي رادته مضبوط إنه بالمورز. هو this is the favorite place to Catherine. Analysis. Edgar suffers two losses in this chapter. Edgar was suffering of two things. Let's see what is the two things. The death of his wife. The first one is the death of his wife and the birth of an heir. يعني هنا والسبب الثاني انه ماكو وريث إله. Why? Because Kathy is not a male. إنه هنا المولود كان أنثى وسموها كاثي. So she legally is not Edgar's heir. لذلك ما راح تكون هي الوريث الشرعي لإدغار. يعني بالعادات الإنجليزية أو بالتقاليد الإنجليزية أنه الفتاة لا تورث من العائلة. and complicated laws القوانين المعقدة and end up leaving Thrushcross Grange to Isabella and then to her son. ثم يعني ينتقل الملك بالتوارث إلى ابن إيزابيلا. This is not to suggest that Edgar does not love. So, this is not to suggest that Edgar does not love Kathy. يعني هذا مو بالنتيجة انه ما يجعل انه إدغار يحب بنته اللي هي كاثي. He adores her. Adore اسمين يعشق. And she is his world. He just hates the fact that his rival يعني منافس may end up with his property. لأنه هذا المنافس راح ينهي على مملكته أو أملاكه. With the shock of Catherine's death, Heathcliff implores توسل her to haunt him. Her now or here he meant Catherine Earnshaw after her death to haunt him and تطارده. So this is important quotation. Please put underline. I cannot live without my life. I cannot live without my soul. These lines were from Heathcliff to Catherine after her death. He is clearly devastated, مدمر, by the death of his one true love. And although Heathcliff has done dastardly deeds throughout the text. Dastardly mean خسيس, deeds أعمال أو أفعال, throughout the text من خلال النص. Most readers tend to sympathize, يتعاطفون, with him, with Heathcliff, and the loss he is feeling, بسبب الخسارة اللي تلقاها. Here also we see that Edgar is devastated too. Edgar أصلا أو أيضا مدمر, but by burying Catherine near her beloved moors. Edgar demonstrates, تظاهر, both the depth of his love for his wife as well as insight بالإدراك أو البصيرة into understanding, كان يتظاهر بالبصيرة أو الفهم, the understanding of her character. He meant the character of Catherine. He wants Catherine to be happy and at peace, to rest in peace, and ترقد بسلام. And this is one final gesture he can give to show his love. Now we will study summary and analysis, chapter 17. Summary: quiet and unexpectedly, يعني بشيء غير متوقع تماما, Isabella arrives at the Grange in a state of physical disarray, بحالة من الفوضى. She knows better than to think Edgar will allow her to stay. So she is not seeking refuge. هنا ما كانت تحتاج أو تبحث عن النجدة. She came to Edgar to show some passion to her brother, just as assistance. She tells Nellie that Hindley stayed sober to attend his sister's funeral. So sober تعني رزين أو متزن, but lost his courage and started, يعني هنا فقد شجاعته, and started drinking till the morning of the service. When Heathcliff returns to Wuthering Heights from keeping vigil, يعني سهر, at Catherine's grave, عند قبر كاثرين, Hindley locks him out, هنا قفل عليه باب المنزل of the house, and tells Isabella that he is going to kill Heathcliff. Isabella tells Heathcliff of Hindley's intention, but does not allow him. هنا أخبرته عن نية هندلي بأنه مفكر يقتل Heathcliff, but does not allow him to enter to the house. Entrance, change it to enter. كلمة entrance احذفها, خلي مكانها كلمة enter to the house. The next paragraph. Heathcliff burst into the house through a window and ends up beating Hindley. هنا بدأ بضرب Hindley. The next morning Isabella accuses Heathcliff of being responsible. هنا يعني قالت له أنت السبب Isabella for everyone's misery. أنت سبب تعاسة كل شخص. And tells Hindley how Heathcliff beat him. Heathcliff and Hindley began fighting again, and as Isabella makes her escape, here Isabella decided to escape from the house. After telling her story to Nellie, then she went to Nellie. She leaves for London. She ends up giving birth to a son, Linton. Here she got a new baby. Its name Linton. Linton is the son of Heathcliff. Edgar and she, he meant Isabella, began corresponding, though he withdraws ينسحب from society. 13 years later, Isabella dies. بعد 13 سنة Isabella توفيت. The next paragraph. Hindley dies 6 months after Catherine's death. هنا هندلي بعد 6 أشهر من وفاة كاثرين أيضا توفى. And Nellie returns to Wuthering Heights to check on both funeral arrangements. Here Nellie returns back to visit Wuthering Heights after her escaping to London to check on both funeral arrangements and her return. Nellie finds out اكتشفت that Hindley was deep in debt يعني غارق في الدين, and that Heathcliff held the mortgage الرهن, يعني انه هيثكليف كان يدفع لهندلي, لكن هندلي كان يصرفهن وين؟ يصرفهن على الأقمار. فلذلك هي كل ممتلكات الثرش كروس جرانج استحوذ عليها هيثكليف, ونفس هي الثرش كروس جرانج أيضا استحوذ عليها من خلال مقامرات أو القمار اللي كان يقوم بها هندلي. لذلك هيثكليف استغل هذا الوضع وكان يعطيه النقود حتى يستحوذ على الثراش الوذرينج هايتس. The mortgage. Heathcliff refuses to allow her return. Now nearly her coming is to take her return from Thrush Cross Grange and withdraw him to London. But Heathcliff refuses that idea, to allow her return to go with Nellie, threatening to take the possessions of Linton, the property of Linton's family. So now we will study analysis. In contrast to the previous, بالتباين مع الشابتر السابق, all sympathy that readers gained for Heathcliff, كل العاطفة اللي ربحها هيثكليف في الشابتر السابق is lost when Heathcliff beats Hindley. هنا فقدتها في هذا الشابتر لما ضرب هندلي. During the beating, Hindley is the victim. هنا هندلي هو الضحية of his own past sins. هو كان ضحية لأخطائه أو آثامه السابقة. And Heathcliff's displaced anger and aggression. وهنا Heathcliff بدل الغضب والعدوانية anger and aggression aggression يعني العدوانية about Catherine's death عن موت كاثرين أو بدلا لموت كاثرين. So, sooner after Catherine's death, Hindley dies too. The details are not exactly revealed. We don't know all the information about the life of Hindley after Catherine's death. We don't have a clear history about that. But Heathcliff claims Hindley spent the night in drinking himself to death deliberately يعني بطريقة متعمدة يعني كان يشرب بطريقة متعمدة it is like suicide كنوع من الانتحار. Suicide is more probable than murder يعني الطريقة المحتملة أكثر هو الانتحار أكثر من القتل. Because Heathcliff had the chance to kill Hindley before but never did so. It's true because I think it is true because Heathcliff has the chance to kill him when the fight happened between them, but Heathcliff didn't so. So I think this is probably correct. يعني انه كان عنده الفرصة انه ممكن يقتل هيثكليف. يعني هنا طريقة الانتحار هي الطريقة الصحيحة بالنسبة لهندلي، لانه هيثكليف كان عنده الفرصة انه يقتل هندلي عفوا لما صار شجار بيناتهم في تلك الليلة اللي كان هو هيثكليف سهران بها على قبر كاثرين. فلذلك انه هاي النظرة الاقرب او الفكرة الاقرب انه هيثكليف لم يقتل هندلي انما هو انتحر حسب ما رواه هيثكليف وحسب المنطق ايضا. So in this point we have question: is Hindley killed by Heathcliff or suicide himself or by himself? So according to what read, Hindley suicide by himself. So the next one is Heathcliff has rough intentions يعني هنا نوايا خشنة أو سيئة with both Linton is the son of Heathcliff and Hareton the son of Hindley. He refers to his own son as it. He was use him as it. He was treat him as insect يعني كان يسيء له كأنما يعتبره حشرة. Not even affording Linton the level of respect. Affording يعني يتيح أو يعطي Linton the level of respect of a person. Also, he wasn't respect his own son. And Heathcliff essentially steals Wuthering Heights. هو أصلا كان سارق Wuthering Heights from Hareton. Hareton is the rightful land owner. هو المالك الصحيح للأرض أو المالك الشرعي للأرض. Although the land is in debt مثل ما قلنا هي معناتها دين. What Hareton should have inherited يعني ميراث from his father is a mountain of debt. يعني هنا وجد عليها جبل من الديون. هو صحيح عندهم الميراث هذا لهم أو الهاريتون، لكن هو نفس الوقت هو عليه جبل من الديون. with Heathcliff serving at the mortgage، بسبب انه ابوه كان ياخذ الاموال من هيثكليف، فكان يراهنه على المنزل. what happens though is Heathcliff assuming control، هنا افترض انه السيطرة of the property على الممتلكات. he owns the mortgage. He will consider all these properties as his own because no one can say to him no. So he control on everything, or he took the leading of the two families. Then this chapter marks the end of the first generation. This chapter showed the end, or the information about the end of the first generation, because we lost many characters in this chapter. We lose Catherine, we lose Hindley, also nearly escaped Edgar, almost his role done. So, and the first half of Wuthering Heights. At this point in time, Heathcliff and Hareton are at Wuthering Heights, and Edgar and Kathy are at Thrush Cross Grange. The second half of the novel, in many ways, mirrors the first. لذلك هنا الكاتب أو الناقد هنا يقول إنه مهما يكن هو راح يبقى الجزء الثاني هو انعكاس أو مرآة للجزء الأول، لأنه مهما يكن هي راح تبقى فد أشياء مترتبة على البارت الأول اللي هو الأساس في هذه الرواية. with Heathcliff longing for revenge، هنا مادام هيثكليف يتوق إلى الانتقام and willing to destroy anyone، ومستعد أو عنده الرغبة لتدمير أي شخص يقف أمامه who is in his way، أو أي شخص يقف في طريقه. To here we reach to the end of this lecture. In the next lecture, inshallah, we will study chapter 18 and 19. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.